I am a very, very big Rays fan, and after tonight, I really need to talk about it. It was a very heartbreaking, very gut punching loss that we had today against the Red Sox. So look, if you didn't see it, top of the 13th inning, Yandy Diaz on base, first base, 2 outs, top of the 13th. Kevin Kiermaier goes up to bat. Kevin Kiermaier gets a hit, right? The ball flies straight into right and center field, like right in between it. Hunter Renfroe goes to make the play on the ball. Hunter Renfroe puts up his glove. The ball goes over Hunter Renfroe. So already he miscalculated the ball. He turns around as the ball bounces off the wall onto the ground and into Hunter Renfroe. He basically has his hands like this. The ball hits him and it bounces out of play completely. So in the MLB rulebook, it basically states, I'm basically paraphrasing what Jeff Passan said and other MLB reporters. They basically said that if the ball is unintentionally hit out of play, all runners advance 2 bases from where the pitch was thrown. So for example, Yandy Diaz is at first base and the pitcher throws the ball, Kiermaier hits that play, and then the ball goes out of bounds, right? Because the fielder, it hits the fielder, goes out of bounds. So Yandy Diaz, because he was at first when the pitch was thrown, Yandy Diaz ends up at third. So because it's unintentionally, that does not mean that a player can just grab the ball, be like, oh, this dude's about to hit a triple, let me just throw it out of bounds. No, you can't do that. That's against the rule book. If that happens, then the umpires decide where they want to place the batters, where they want to place the runners. So for example, if Hunter Renfroe picks up that ball and he's like, oh man, Yandy Diaz is about to score, let me throw the ball. Throws the ball out of bounds. Yandy Diaz was already past second. The umpires could be like, okay, well, you threw the ball out before Yandy Diaz reached third, but he already passed second. So he gets 2 bases. That's a score, okay? The issue we are having with this rule right now is situation and timing. So for example, Kiermaier hits that ball. Terrific hit. Terrific hit. You can't tell me it wasn't. It was a great hit, a great play. The problem we are having is once that ball hits the ground, hits off of Hunter Renfroe, Yandy Diaz is already past second base, okay? He's already past second base. I already told you, it's unintentionally and it goes out of bounds. The rule really makes it seem like it's the runner and batter's fault that the fielder incorrectly fielded the ball. So in other words, Hunter Renfroe lets the ball goes over his head, right? He lets the ball go over his head, so already that's a mistake. It bounces off the wall, and he turns around too late, and he doesn't even locate where the ball is going to hit him. It hits him and it flies out, right? That's Hunter Renfroe's fault. That's not the Rays' fault that he clearly played the ball wrong. That's not our fault. We shouldn't be at fault for what he did. That's just how it should be. So in other words, Yandy Diaz, if you watch it, he's between third and second when the ball hits Renfroe and goes out of bounds. So who's to say if Renfroe grabs that ball, we all know Yandy Diaz scores home plate. Now the Rays are up 5-4, okay? So this rule is extremely flawed, and it's just, I understand the rule. Any other situation, it's totally fine. It makes a lot of sense, but you can't blame a batter because a fielder fielded it wrong. That's my big issue right now. And it's really frustrating. But look, what makes it more frustrating is that the Rays shouldn't have been in this position to begin with. The Rays should have closed out this game, at least in the 11th inning. The bats tonight were awful. The bats tonight were horrible. I'm not going to sit here and pretend like this one moment destroyed the whole game and cost us the entire game. No. Rays batting has been atrocious in these last 2 games. And you can't tell me otherwise. Rays fans, we have to be honest about this. Brandon Lau, Mike Zunino are struggling big time. Nelson Cruz is struggling big time right now. So I'm not going to stand here and pretend like we lost our whole game just because of one play. No. We lost this game because pitching is trash right now. And Boston looks like a team full of all-stars, which they kind of are. They're looking like a team full of all-stars, and their pitching is looking amazing because for some reason, Tampa forgot how to pitch and hit in the postseason. So I'm not going to pretend like our loss came because of one play. Now look, Red Sox fans, you make the argument that your catcher made a 2-run homer, so regardless if Yandy Diaz scores, we still hit a 2-home run walk-off, we still win the game. And you're completely incorrect because you know, as baseball fans, you know momentum is a huge factor in baseball and how games end. You can't tell me. So if the Rays score, the score is 5-4 now, okay? Rays scored 5-4. We're saying Boston's going to change their pitcher. You're going to change your pitcher because you don't want the guy that just gave up a hit to pitch again and potentially give up another hit. Because look, pitchers, when they give up a hit, you could see they get deflated. Every hit, it bothers them. It just bothers them. So you change your pitcher, that wastes time, and now the Rays have the momentum and the confidence because, like, hey, we're up 5-4 now, right? Let's say you still get the 3 outs, and now it's 5-4 going into the bottom of the 13th. Now you have your batters. The whole setting of the game is different. The pressure is completely on Boston because if you don't even tie this game up, you lose, and now you're 2-1 in the series. Now you're down 2. Now you're down 1-2 in the series. So clearly, the whole momentum changes. I mean, but who's to say he still doesn't hit a 2-run home run? So you can't really predict that, and you can't just say, oh, it still would have happened, because the whole situation, the whole momentum would have been completely different. Now you have a pitcher up there for the Rays with more confidence because his team is up by 1 run, and he's not tied. Everyone's thought process is completely different when you're up a run or when you're tied a run or when you're down a run. We all know this. It's baseball. We all know how serious and how much the game changes at those points. My whole spiel right now, my whole rant is because I'm pretty upset about this. I'm upset that the game ended on such BS like this, but I'm not going to pretend like the whole game was because of this. Now, Red Sox fans, look, I understand, bro. Every win is a win. I don't care how you win. If you win, you take your win and you run with it. If the Rays would have won this game, I would have been happy. I would have been like, well, we won the game. If it was the other way around, I would have been like, well, that's complete BS. But we won the game. We're up 2-1 in the series. I can breathe now. Look, I completely understand. And I'm not going to sit up here and bash you because you're celebrating your win. No, you won a playoff game. Every playoff game you win, you take it. We've seen things like this happen in multiple other sports. This is a 1 in a million thing that's probably never going to happen again in baseball. But the MLB should make a rule specific to this play. Something where you're in this situation and what happens. It's only fair for the batters. It's only fair for the runners because you basically penalize the hitter because the fielder fielded the ball wrong and it went out of bounds. So hey, let me know how you guys feel about this. Let me know what you think should have happened. What should the MLB do to ensure that this 1 in a million moment never happens again? So hey, Boston fans, I'm really looking forward to a Game 4 at Fenway. I love playing in Fenway. Well, I love watching my team play in Fenway. It's going to be a great one. Hopefully the Rays force a Game 5. Let's see how it goes. So thank you guys for watching. I truly do appreciate all the love and support. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe. Hit the bell to be notified for every time I upload. And again, let me know how you feel about this. And what would you do if you were the MLB? Peace out.